With our blood pumping and our adrenaline coursing through our veins, our minds can sometimes go completely out the window once that timer goes off. We're taking a look at one situation and making the call this week on the firing line. Before we get into making our call this week, let's look at a couple definitions from the shooter's handbook. A gunfighter may not holster revolvers with the intent to engage another revolver sequence. Shooting out of category. Failure to adhere to category-specific requirements or restrictions. During the course of fire, a shooter may, on occasion, incur penalties which need to be assessed. The immediate authority on the stage to that end is the Chief Range Officer or Timer Operator, assisted by the input of the spotters. Assessing misses is purely in the purview of the spotters. Our scenario for this stage is quite simple. With pistol, place 10 rounds on the large dump target. Then, repeat the instructions with the rifle. Finally, engage the 4 knockdowns in any order. You are the TO. Our good friend Dudley Durong, registered in the gunfighter category, stages his guns, gets into position, and gives the starting line. Look at the size of them chickens!
Stand by! Come on!
Dudley shoots his rifle cleanly and finishes off the stage, putting down all the knockdown targets. You call out the time to the shooter and pull your spotters. He can't holster those pistols and shoot them again because he's a gunfighter. That's a minor safety. Yeah, he can't do that. But my TG, who's also an RO instructor, told me it was a stage DQ. What's the final call? It is true that shooting in the gunfighter style, there are special rules that need to be considered when handling the pistols. Let's go back and reread the rule and attempt to apply it in our situation. A gunfighter may not holster revolvers with the intent to engage another revolver sequence. The key words in the rule are with the intent to engage another revolver sequence. The rule, as stated, specifically prohibits shooters participating in the gunfighter style from using both revolvers to shoot 5 rounds, holster, move or fire another type of firearm, then redraw and fire the remaining rounds. As these are category-specific rules, failure to comply with the category-specific rules follows the progressive procedural, stage disqualification, match disqualification assessment. However, while it is true that Dudley is guilty of holstering his revolvers mid-pistol sequence, he did not holster his revolvers with the intent to engage another pistol sequence. If a gunfighter inadvertently holsters his pistols mid-string, there is no penalty as long as the hammers are not cocked or down on an unfired round. So while Dudley is guilty of not being able to count to 10, he committed no penalty other than the time it took him to put his rifle back down and draw the pistols to finish the string. The correct call here is a no call. With all the categories offered by SAS, and so many of them having category-specific rules, it can be a lot to keep up with at times. While 90% of the calls that we usually make come from about 10% of the shooter's handbook, It's good to be aware of the other less common rules so that we are ready to make the correct call as a spotter or the TO. I'm headed over to teach Dudley how to count to 10, but I hope to see you next time on the firing line.